Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today. I'm a life coach. I'm helping people recover and grow and heal from narcissistic, abusive relationships and traumatic relationships. This is a question and answer video that I do every single Monday, and I'm answering people's questions from the last Q&A video I did last Monday. And any questions you guys have, please go down below to the comment section, ask me anything you like, and I'll answer your questions next Monday in the next Q&A video. And I want to welcome new subscribers. Welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in here. I could really use you to subscribe to my channel or vote or share this video. If you think that it helps you or maybe helps some other people, please help and support what I'm doing by just making this video more active. Thank you very, very much. All I ask from all of you is you give me your locations. Please tell me where you are from. I like to know, and so do everybody else likes to know where you guys are. We like to feel like there's a sense of community here, and that it helps sufferers and victims to know that this reaches everywhere in the world. This is a human problem, okay? So please tell us your locations, people. Thank you very much. I want to thank Cheryl very much for your donation. Cheryl made a contribution to the channel. Thank you very much, Cheryl. I appreciate you and your hard-earned money. That's a very, very nice gesture. Thank you very much, and I'll make sure it goes to good use. Thank you, Cheryl. I like to make a recommendation or a suggestion every week, whether it be supplement or a person, an author, maybe some other YouTube channel. This week, I want to recommend something that I've already recommended before, and it's an author and her book. And I just realized I forgot my camera's backwards. So it's Sarah Zilkowski, Narcotic Love, In and Out of the Coma of Narcissistic Abuse. Isn't that just a beautiful title for this stuff? Because, I mean, you got the trauma bond, such an addictive element, codependency, narcotic love. It's like a drug, isn't it? I finally read it. I recommended this a couple months ago or so. I finally got a chance to read it, and I read it. And I love it. It's perfect. It's perfectly done. It's a perfect guide to navigate through this abuse. This would be something perfect to own. And if there's somebody that doesn't understand what you went through, I think this explains it very well. I think this is something you could give a loved one, family member, something like that, and say, this is what I went through. This will help you understand. It uses all the lingo, right? The trauma bond and discard and silent treatment and all that stuff. It's got it all in here. I'm encouraging, trying to get her to talk more about her personal story. But she's this is written by a survivor for survivors. She's a survivor, guys. And she knows what she's talking about. This is a great explanation that kind of explains what we've all went through. It's general enough that your experience is somewhere in here. She captured it. So I just wanted to recommend this again. And I'll put a link down below on where to find this book to purchase it yourself. Thank you, Sarah. I think that's it before we get ready or started with the questions. Just please, again, everybody, tell us your locations. Tell us where you're from. You can be very general, what side of the planet you're on, or what planet you're on. Thank you very much. Let's get started with the questions. First one's from Anne in Scotland. Hello, Anne. I've recently been talking to a guy for about a month. I've never met him, but he's already told me he loves me and that he's mine forever. He's also about double my age. Is this as odd as I think it is? It's as odd as you feel it is. It doesn't really matter what we think about it too much. That kind of is clouded by how others think about it. Use your feeling, right? I'm guessing what you meant, Anne, is that it's making you a little uncomfortable. It's a little too fast for you, and that's what matters. So I can't tell you. I might say, hell no, I like to jump in bed with people the first night and get married the next day and try to have a child the third day. Maybe that's what I like, right? So don't ask me. I mean, obviously I don't like that. I've made that clear on my channel. But Anne, it's only up to you. Go by your feelings. This is way too fast for me. I'll tell you this is way too fast for most healthy people and just the right speed for most sick people. What does that tell you? I'm not saying anything about him. I'm just saying this relationship with the I love you in a month and we have never even met yet, This guy has a big void and he's trying to fill it with you, which doesn't work. That's a tall order for you, isn't it? He wants you to be, he quite possibly, I don't know him, he might want you to be his mother, his lover, his sister, everybody. Everything he's missing and all the attention and love he didn't get as a child and the bad divorce and divorces maybe he's been through that he never healed from, you're the answer. And you're the one. You're the one that's supposed to be there for him, and you make him feel so much better. Oh my gosh, because he reacts to hormones still at his age. And I'm guessing he's not young. And he's still reacting to his hormones. He's still hormonal. So, you ask me, is it as odd as I think it is? Well, I think it's as odd as you feel it is. If it feels odd, then it is odd. And that's enough for anybody else and should be, because it only matters how you feel. And, okay? It doesn't matter what he does. It matters how you feel about it. Obviously, you're asking me because it feels too fast. Therefore, it is. Okay? And your feelings aren't wrong. You need to be responsible for those. And if things cause anxiety and is to work for us, we're supposed to not have anxiety very often. And then when we finally do, it's like, whoa, pay attention to that. What is that from? I need to take care of that. Whoa, hey, mister, you're going too fast. I don't love you back in a month. And I honestly don't even want to hear someone I just met telling me how much they love me. And if I can't get you to clearly understand that, then I guess I won't talk to you anymore. I mean, right? Make that anxiety go down. Make it go away. Make the right choice. It goes away right away. Okay? It's meant to serve you. Listen to it. Okay, Ann? I hope that makes sense. Please keep asking me questions. Thank you for asking. Lucy, Mix, don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations, everybody. Tell us where you're from. Where are you? Thank you. Hi, David. I would like to know if you could give a few differences between a sociopath and a narcissist. What does a sociopath do that a narcissist would not? Yeah, I like stuff like this. So, first, always, when talking about personality disorders, we're talking about the cluster B. We have borderline, narcissist, histrionic, antisocial, where you've got your psychopath, sociopath. There is so much overlap. There's so much overlap. That's why you guys think that your exes are both borderline and narcissist. Most likely they are not. Most likely they are one or the other. Or they could be a sociopath, and that's why they seem so like everything. Your question, the difference between a sociopath and a narcissist. So, sociopath, it has antisocial personality disorder. That's in the same cluster as narcissistic personality disorder. There's so much overlap between the two that someone with antisocial personality disorder also meets all the requirements for narcissistic personality disorder. They are narcissists. Okay, so there aren't that many differences. When you cross the line and you start getting into antisocial personality disorder, you really start losing any kind of remorse at all. Narcissists will have some remorse. Narcissists have some empathy. Even sociopaths can have some empathy. What you're getting into is something that is so against the grain of society, where narcissists won't necessarily want to go against the grain of society. They'll still follow the law, pretty much, you know, generally. We're antisocial, sociopaths. Don't respect the law, don't think it applies to them. They think they're above the law. They will break the law. They may not get caught, but they'll break the law, no problem. They don't have many fears, where narcissists can be full of fear. Scared of everything. Some narcissists are. Scared of commitment, scared of abandonment, scared of intimacy, scared of this, scared of that, scared of the law, scared of going fast, scared of, you know what I mean? Whereas a sociopath will not care about law, will drive down the street fast with you in the car, and they won't even care what happens to themselves either. And so you've got this real disconnect with society and people, and really goes against the grain of society. I can't stress that enough. Also, this isn't just in adulthood. When you get into antisocial personality disorder, there's also criteria they have to meet in their childhood, which means they have like conduct disorder that's onset before the age of 15. So if you're wondering if your ex is a sociopath or just a narcissist, that's a major factor that has to be. meaning that they cause a lot of problems when they're before 15. And they might solve problems with violence, and still in their adulthood solve problems with violence. Very violent. They may have a very distaste for all people in society. The thing about a sociopath, a major difference right here, okay? Narcissists are full of shame. They don't have confidence. They have a very low self-worth and believe they're bad people, okay? And they believe people in the world generally are good. And they just are down here, not equal, okay? And everybody's up here, all right? And they use ego to be better than you. That's how they counter it. They tell yourself, I'm better looking, I'm smarter, I have, all this stuff, ego, outside. But sociopaths, they still are way down here and they know they're pieces of crap. But they think they have a total hate and disdain for the world and people in society. So they think everybody else is a piece of crap. And what they mostly suffer from is anxiety, not fear, not shame. That's why people that are sociopaths will publicly smear people over and over again and make smear campaign videos and just look horrible and attack people. They think that's okay, and they think everybody else does that. Sociopaths will strike first and start smearing you before you say anything to anyone else and let them know that they're a sociopath. That's why they do it. So I hope those are some major things that make sense, that you can understand. When you look at the criteria of antisocial, very important that they have disregard and violation of the rights of others occurring since the age of 15. It's important that they have evidence of conduct disorder with onset before age of 15. You'll see them be very impulsive, very hard to plan ahead. Irritability, aggressiveness, repeat physical fights or assaults, total reckless disregard for safety of their self and others. Driving in that car where the narcissist, might want to scare you driving fast, but they are worried and scared about themselves. Where the sociopath will drive a car right off the cliff to hurt you and don't care if they go with you. You often hear sociopaths say, I'll go down with you. I don't care what happens to me. Some people that, sociopaths that smear their victim and smear campaign and target their victims, they'll sit there and say, I'll take you down and I'll go down with you. Cannot sustain a consistent work behavior, don't pay loans back, don't pay people back, feel like they don't have to, and total lack of remorse. And they rationalize hurting everybody, right? They'll smear campaign. They'll talk about how it's okay to attack other people because of what they did to them. Stuff like that. Hope that makes sense. It's like just a spectrum where the sociopath is worse. The sociopath is a narcissist, but even worse. Right. You think a narcissist doesn't care about you. It's the sociopath that really doesn't care about you. And that's where we start getting into the empathy argument. A sociopath can have empathy. A sociopath can very easily know how you feel. They'll never sympathize with anybody. Lucy, Mix. Hi, David. I'd like to know if you... Oh, I already read that one. That was the one I just answered. CC from the United States. Hello, CC. David, I looked for my worth externally and had an affair. Not only that, I chose a narcissist. It was awful. I feel like I don't deserve to feel so traumatized from him because I did something wrong. No, you don't deserve to be traumatized, and we don't punish people, and we don't commit revenge and hurt people because they hurt you, right? No, we don't, and I'm sorry for what you're going through. I'd imagine you're beating yourself up enough and don't need help. I'm very sorry. Find out before you make any more moves and go back to people and date new people and all this stuff. Find out what the problem is. Make sure you're very, very clear on what's wrong so you can fix this before you keep making more mistakes. Life's all about making mistakes, guys. It's the best way to learn. But we can't keep making the same mistakes in our 40s and 50s and 60s, doing the same thing over and over again. It hurts, and it makes you not want to fix it. Thank you for sharing that. Sharon in Tasmania. Hello, Sharon. My ex is a psychopath and hurt me many times. I'm sorry. He has stalked me for 14 months, telling me he's going to kill me. He came back and has a song playing on local radio that he wrote about me. He changed his last name. Total antisocial stuff. He told me things he's going to do to me, and the police won't do anything unless he hurts me. He is big and I'm small. Any advice? I'm very sorry, Sharon. Very, very sorry. Now, a lot of this is legal questions, guys. So I don't get it too much into that. I don't want to give people the wrong advice or be responsible for anything. Always, you said the police won't help you, and I'm really sorry about that. What's always a good idea, guys, with things like this, when you feel like the police won't help you or stuff, get a lawyer. A lawyer can make police help you. Things like a lot of restraining orders and protective orders, a lot of times you might even need a lawyer to do that for you. They'll make it possible where you may not be able to on your own. So Sharon, emotionally, right? well, first, the best thing to do, guys, instead of living in total fear and then not doing anything about it, right? Try not to live in fear and try to do something about it. This is a problem so many people face, and so many victims of narcissistic abuse may even right afterwards are more scared than they need to be. Stuff like that. We just tend to do that in our head. When our abuser's gone out of sight, they become bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's take measures, Sharon. Let's do some things right away to help ourselves feel better down the road, okay? So some real obvious things just to go over real quick is let's document things. And I don't mean look for everything and look on his social media and watch everything he's doing. You don't need to do that. What's he doing to you? Is he contacting you? Let's document every time this person contacts you. And let's put a date and let's put a time and put what he does, but always put how you feel. Police really react to my life is threatened. I feel like my life is threatened. I'm scared for my safety. I feel like I'm in danger. Okay, so let's list those things and put them down. Most places anywhere, you can file a report. You can just file a report. Have a report filed and have a copy of it on hand. It helps build a case. And like I said, you can always get a lawyer. Sometimes a lawyer can write a threat letter to this person. Sometimes a lawyer can help you get a protective order, restraining order. Sometimes a lawyer will force your local police department to press charges on this person. That said, okay, go find a lawman to help you with this. That being said, emotionally, Sharon, let's take some preventative measures. Get a dog, get an alarm system, get cameras. If you can't afford it, buy fake cameras. Okay, there's fake cameras out there for $5. There's more protective measures you can take. You can buy little tiny alarm things where just you can put on your windows and doors and it alarms you when someone opens it for a few bucks each. Start looking into some of these things. And we get our windows fixed, we get our locks changed if they have keys, we get our fence fixed, we put lights outside so there's more lighting. We tell our neighbors if you see anything, I'm sorry, but I have an ex who is now stalking me. I know it's dramatic, but it's the truth, okay, Sharon? So start saying things instead of keeping things secret, which causes shame. Shame's a secret, okay? So speak up. And start telling everybody in your life what's going on, and start telling everybody in your life that you're scared, and tell them that to call upon them and say you need them. So we need people checking on you. We need people telling you that you're a good person, that you're going to be okay, check in, talking to you, meeting with you. Get out of the house, Sharon. Force yourself out of the house more and more and more so it becomes more comfortable. Okay? I don't know this person. I don't know how much you're in danger, Sharon. I don't know if you need to totally run and hide because he's definitely, I don't know. So it's hard for me to tell you what to do and how to handle this. But we got to take care of ourselves, okay? A lot of this stuff is just how he feels. A lot of this stuff is reactionary threats, usually, right? But I know that this stuff happens, and I know bad things happen sometimes. So Sharon, all I got to tell you is just keep fighting and protecting yourself and contact a lawyer to have them help you, okay? There might be organizations in your country that help things like this. Look into it. In America, we can carry guns. I'd recommend people who are in fear of their life to carry a gun. If you're worried about someone hurting you that bad, buy weapons, protect yourself. get a big dog at home. Okay? You're worth it. So why not do things like that? What I get a lot when I tell people this, they say, oh, I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to spend another dime on that person. It's like it's not about that person anymore. It's about you and your safety. You do what it takes to feel safe. We need to feel better. Good luck. I'm sorry I couldn't help you more. I know that I didn't. I'm sorry. It's a tough situation. I don't want to tell you to go run and hide. I don't think we should. I don't think we should have to. For anything. Good luck. Have support. Pay for it. Ask for it. Call upon the people in your life to help you. Good luck. Pete in Colorado. Hello, Pete. My relationship with the borderline narcissist was 2.5 months. I discarded her. She started smearing me in August. I lashed out and blocked her. Why is it taking so long to get completely over her? It's flippin' February. Because she's not a cold. We get over colds, not people. Okay? Give yourself what you need to heal from this. You said you discarded her, and then you said you lashed out and blocked her. These kinds of things matter, how you handle things. So you need to heal from this, Pete. She might be a bad person, but that's not why. Those aren't good enough reasons to treat people badly. You know, if she abused you and has a personality disorder, it just sounds like you're not healing from this. What are you doing to healing? That's what I would ask you, Pete. If you're right in front of me, I'd say, what are some things you're doing to heal from this? If you said, oh, I'm working out and I'm dating and those things don't help you heal from emotional pain. It's nice to go along, working out, yeah, but we need to be really clear on what happened and why. So your problem, Pete, isn't this relationship or that you can't get over her. Your problem is, why did you get in this relationship? Do you know? Are you really clear on why you got in this relationship? That somebody with a personality disorder came along and you believe that was to fill your void? That was what I needed. That's what I wanted. When that person came into your life, like, woo, 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 your hormones shot up. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. There's a void. We need to fill that void, Pete. And now you dated somebody and it hurts. You have another void, a bigger void. We need to fill these things, and not externally, internally, ourselves. Okay? Hope I'm making sense. Good luck. Yeah, people always say that. How come I can't get over them? And it's because people aren't colds and illnesses and sicknesses and stuff that we get over. We get through it. Amina from Moscow, Russia. I shortened your question, Amina. So if I got it wrong in any way or misinterpreted it, please let me know, okay? I'm confused of what is wrong with my ex. He is an alcoholic. He discarded me, and it was so abnormal, heartless and confusing, full of vanity, and yet hated himself. He always did the same thing as myself. He felt not good enough for me. He smeared me. He never verbally abused me or got angry with me or used silent treatment. Always over-emotional, felt attacked, and always ready to leave me. David, is he a narcissist? You know so much about this. Do you know? I don't, Amina. I wouldn't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to sit here and diagnose anybody. And I'm definitely not going to tell you I know. And don't listen to anybody that tells you they know. So if you go over the traits, the diagnostic traits, look in the DSM-5, and you will see the diagnostic traits for narcissistic personality disorder. And if you believe that he doesn't meet the 5 out of 9 criteria, my next suggestion for you, and what it sounds like in here, is I would go look at borderline personality disorder. I've got videos on borderline personality disorder in a playlist titled Borderline Personality Disorder, and you're more than welcome, Amina, to go look at some of those videos and see if some of that relates to you. You're more than welcome to go look in the DSM and look at the diagnostic criteria and see if he meets 5 out of the 9 criteria to have the disorder. Okay? It just seems he's a little closer to that than narcissism. But I don't know, and I'm not saying that I do know, and I'm definitely not diagnosing anybody. I can't diagnose anybody. I'm not a doctor. I hope that helps, Amina. I noticed he tried to hide how he feels on the inside with dressing up the outside. Lots and lots of shame. It seems like he doesn't know himself very well at all. Doesn't have a self in there. Identity disturbance, right? And very much fear of abandonment. So when you said he discarded you, he abandoned you. And you didn't understand it. It was out of his own fear of abandonment. He thought you were going to abandon him. He can never feel secure in a relationship. You cannot make borderlines feel secure in relationships. Ever. You're always going to leave them. And the better you make them feel, the more scared they are, you're going to leave them. Good luck. Mara. I don't know where you're from, Mara, but I love your name. Pretty name, M-A-R-A. I've always loved that name. I knew a Mara when I was younger. After 4 years of abuse, my ex still blames... After 4 years of abuse, my ex still blame shifts and shows no remorse after months of being apart. He has new supply now. We had a conversation via chat, and he is still the same. If he is dating somebody else now, and he abused you, and he's not sorry, why are you talking to him, Mara? And that's rhetorical. I don't need a reason, because there's none. None. Stop talking to him, Mara. Okay? No more chats. No more talking on the phone. No more meeting with him. No more conversations. No more communication. If you have children, that's the only reason to communicate, and you can do that through lawyers and emails. Okay? Why does he always say, when I'm telling him his faults, "You are very judgmental. You think you are better than anybody else"? Is this to make you feel down and question yourself? It's still crazy talking with him. If it's crazy talking with him, stop talking with him, okay? And I've said that enough, I know. So, So Mara, I think English may not be your first language, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry if it is. The reason I'm saying that is because you said you're telling him his faults. And I just have a feeling you're not really telling him his faults. I think you're telling him problems you have in the relationship where he's not meeting your standards and requirements in your relationship. I think that may be what you mean, because we don't want to tell people their faults. That's not anybody's job, right? I think that's what you mean. I don't think you meant that. But either way, I got to say something, because that's what it says. It says, why does he always say when I'm telling him his faults? And anybody is going to be defensive. Most people are going to be defensive. So him saying you are very judgmental, you think you are better than anybody else. If you are sitting and telling him all of his faults, right? You're not tall enough. You smell a little bit. You're stupid. Your feet are too big. If you're telling him stuff like that, then he has every right to say you're judgmental and leave me alone. You think you're better than me. Okay. But if you're telling him, Mara, I'm not happy with you not being home or not answering my phone. I'm not okay with you going out with other women, or I caught you lying. I'm not okay with you lying to me. That's not listing his faults. But I have to say something, because you said I'm telling him his faults. So I just want to clarify, we don't tell people their faults. Okay? Is this to make you feel down and question yourself? And you said he still blame shifts and stuff, and anything but taking responsibility and saying it's your fault and I don't really do this when they do this. Yes, it's to mess with your brain and make you feel not confident. So it takes away your confidence. So now you think things and feel things, but it makes you question everything. I'm very angry, but should I be? Maybe that's misplaced. Maybe they didn't mean to do it, so I shouldn't be so angry. They didn't have the intention to hurt me. They just did hurt me, and it makes you question yourself. Of course, any statements, when you tell somebody how you feel, that's it. We don't need excuses of why I did something. You're just saying how you feel. You're not telling me I did anything. Like say you're in a relationship with someone and you say, I feel, it's almost, you say, you are so unavailable in this relationship. It's as if you're dating somebody else. It's as if you're not even single. And then they go, what do you mean? I'm not dating anybody else. No. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying it just feels that way in this relationship. Therefore, there is a problem. If you have a problem, that's enough. If you don't feel good in this relationship, that's enough. I have felt like that. I started dating someone before, right in the relationship, right as we started dating, getting to know each other. I felt like she wasn't single, you know? And what I mean by that is I didn't necessarily think that she was dating someone else. She could be, but I didn't feel like they were interested in me. And I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was the only one. I didn't, you know, they didn't want to talk much or hang out much. Days, weeks could go by and they're going out with like coworkers instead of, you know, hanging out with you. It's like, okay, well, I'm not that important. You know what I mean? And all that matters is how you feel. I hope that makes sense, Mara. So when you're telling somebody, I don't like how this relationship is, and they rationalize or give excuses or blame you or say you're just being sensitive and all that, it doesn't matter. Fine, okay, I'm being sensitive. Fine, okay, I'm overreacting. Fine, doesn't matter. Still feel bad, right? When somebody hurts you, an apology isn't for them to get off the hook. Apology is for you to feel better. And the apology works when you feel better. If you don't feel better, apology didn't work. And I don't care what that apology is. We don't measure it by what the apology is or how much they tried. They went out and got groceries. They went out and got your favorite shirt because they were sorry. That's fine. Do you feel better? Nope. Oh, didn't work. Wasn't enough. Keep trying. I'm not kidding. And I'm not telling people need to jump through hoops and stuff. It's just the way it is. You feel that way and they're not wrong. Feelings aren't wrong. Hope that makes sense. Where are we here? I think I'm going to cut off part 1 right here and continue part 2 in a few minutes. So if you could, guys, please help support what I'm doing if you think it's helping you or could help other people. All you got to do is make this video more active. I get a lot of thank you, Davids, in the comment section. That's wonderful. Just a little comment. Please vote up or even down. Tell me why. Subscribe to my channel. Post this in different social medias and stuff like that. Give it to people who think it would help. Thank you all. I'll see you in part 2. Love yourself first.